Hi, long time no YouTube from Happy Jiang YouTube channel. Um, Today is April 20th, Tuesday, 4:37 a.m. in Korea. Um, I was gonna go to bed, but I had to put the live stream to announce about frankspeech.com launch news. I've been sharing about truth on Twitter, and my Twitter account was now deactivated. So, um, so even small Twitters are deplatformed, and it was a little bit dark time, but I was doing fine on Korean YouTube channel. I've been active and busy with the Korean life these days, and I haven't uploaded or did any live stream on Happy Jiang English YouTube channel. And I was so happy to see frankspeech.com launch today and like hearing all the truth about the vaccine from the journalists and the doctors uh, who were deplatformed because they were speaking the truth. And hi, I'm really happy. And I thought I should share this before I go to bed. So I just put on the live stream. Hi, I don't know the three people who just came on my YouTube channel. Huh. If you can type comment, it'll be nice. I'm also showing this on Korean YouTube, so I'll speak a little bit in Korean. 안녕하세요, 해피지영입니다. 제가 자려다가 갑자기 라이브를 하는 이유가 frankspeech.com이라는 사이트가 오픈했어요. 좀 보여드릴게요. 이렇게 지금 frankspeech.com에 가면 이렇게 지금 라이브를 하고 있는데 트위터나 유튜브 이런 데서 진실을 말하는 사람들의 사이트나 이렇게 채널들이 이렇게 다 삭제되고 있었어요, 사실. 그래서 많은 사람들이 진실을 못 보고 있는 중인데 이런 사이트가 생긴 거죠. 그래서 너무 기뻐서 이거를 알려드리려고 자기 전에 저는 옷 벗고 자는데 자기 전에 잠시 얘기를 나누고 자려고 이렇게 켰습니다. Yeah, frankspeech.com. I'm really happy to see. So right now they are under attack. So people cannot sign up to open their account right now. But I'm listening to all the amazing patriots and truthers sharing their knowledge, and I feel so like I have to share this. So please feel free to share about this news. There's a frankspeech.com has launched, and they are over 33 million people right now watching. It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Let's see. I will turn up the volume.
Even bothering to be a journalist. So when they called me, when Dominion finally sued me, when I
So they can talk
because
about.
I have all the evidence on them already. When they finally did that, then all the journalists call up. I say, why don't you guys, for the American people, why don't you go over to Dominion and Smartmatic and say, hey, how come you won't show us anything? What a concept! Just show us. You know, why don't the journalists go out and do their job? If I was a journalist, I've told some of them, and I said, you know, let's say his name is Ken. I don't know, picking.
Anyway, it's amazing. Yeah. So they are live right now, and they are gonna do 48 hours, Frankthon, 48 hours of doing interview with all the doctors and journalists, all the truthers who have been deplatformed from Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, or even they cannot get a job because they are telling the truth. So yeah, check out the frankspeech.com. Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, but I'm really happy. Anyway, in case you are wondering how I've been doing great. I've been teaching Korean people about fingering. I've been doing online fingering class and meeting some people and educating Korean people about real sexuality because I'm quite knowledgeable and have a lot of experience in orgasms and sex and fingering and stuff. But so many Koreans didn't know, and they've been living quite miserable life. Many Korean women, also some Korean men, also they don't know what to do, how to please women and stuff. So it's been really fun and rewarding. And anyway, it's great. So I've been doing well, and right now I'm in Pyeongtaek, and yeah, and then I'm about to have uh, this month I have a international aromatherapist exam, so I'm preparing that, and I will be certified iTech aromatherapist soon. So everything's going great, and yeah, I'm still single, but happy, and still, I love to find someone special to spend time. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, frankspeech.com. Check out and share with other people who love freedom of speech, and they talk about like vaccine or dominion, vote fraud, and the border thing, and whatever the population control or depopulation agenda, eugenics, and controlling people, depopulating, so crazy things going on. So you can hear the real science, real people, real truth, real facts from finally that kind of this frankspeech.com platform. And I heard the frankspeech.com is like Twitter and YouTube kind of style because they are now under attack. So people cannot sign up right now, but they're having interviews. So it's cool. Anyway, now it's 444. Who's putting the comment? Hi, Jason. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm really happy about the frankspeech.com launch news.
Countries. I've been in countries where dictators ruled. It will be night and day. And all the people that think, well, I'm okay, you won't be okay. All of the useful tools that they will apply to basically lie, cheat, steal, and deceive you into thinking that everything's okay, don't worry about it. We're gonna move in this direction, don't look here. So this is a huge American issue. The platform that Mike is standing up, this frankspeech.com, is an extension of our freedom and our ability to be able to speak our mind as Dr. Carson talked about, in a truthful way. So I just wanted to say thank you for making that point, Dr. Carson.
Well, so many people who have lived under communist regimes and then subsequently been able to come to this country are very alarmed, and they will tell you that they're seeing the seeds right now. And interestingly enough, any of your listeners who are old enough remember 50, 60 years ago when Nikita Khrushchev said, your grandchildren's children will live under communism and we won't have to fire one shot. What was he talking about? Well, he knew that the things that you had to do were take control of the educational system so you could indoctrinate the kids. You see that going on now, teaching kids to hate America. And then you have to gain control of the media so you can spoon feed the people only what you want them to hear. And you can exclude everything else. You can suppress and push it out of the way so that people don't even know about it. We've seen examples of that recently. And then you have to remove God and replace it with government. We see a lot of ridicule going on of Christians and God-fearing people. And then you have to raise the debt to incredible levels, to spend like crazy so that you can justify massive taxation and redistribution of wealth. Do any of those things sound familiar to anybody?
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
it's going on in our country, and people say, just a conspiracy theorist. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist. You can open your eyes and you can see that going on right now.
Absolutely.
And we're the only ones who can stop it.
Yep.
We, the people. I don't even know if the government can stop it, because there are so many people in the government who perhaps have nefarious motives. But this country was about the people, up for and by the people. And it means that people have to stand up, and you can't just sit in the corner like a wallflower and hope that nobody will notice you, no one will call you a name. You got to get out there. You got to be brave. You got to fight for what we believe in.
You know,
that's things like our faith as well. You cannot let them take that away, because what do our godly principles tell us? They tell us to love your neighbor. What does the other side say? Hate your neighbor. Cancel your neighbor. Think about which one of those is right.
Right. And you know, Ben, back when we met before even the 2016 election, you know, as you know, I didn't know anything about politics, and I certainly didn't know any politicians. I hadn't met any. Well, I was telling people earlier in the show, you know, I met probably hundreds of politicians, both Democrats and Republicans, in Washington. I was there many times now, and what I've seen, and I said I could count them on two hands, I said the other night, one of them being our great president, Donald Trump, but in two hands that had they were in politics to serve the people. Every other politician I met of those 10, they either had a political agenda, means they were making decisions for their party and not for the people, or they had a personal agenda, which was either the compromise, or I'm going to make this decision on this issue so I make sure I get elected again. But also what I've noticed is how many are in Washington that aren't even elected, that are sitting there. I think, you know, so I've seen it firsthand, and what I think what's happened now since this corrupt election that we had, which, by the way, tomorrow everyone tune into Absolute Interference. We're showing it here when it airs tomorrow live. We're going to show it that we're here in 48 hours, but we're launching Absolute Interference. No matter who you are in the world, when you walk away from these 2 hours, you're going to go, wow, this was an attack on the United States by China through these machines. But I want to say that no matter who you are, whether Democrat or Republican, all this affects all of us. All of us. You know what they said, Ben? I don't know if I called you on this, but just last week, Adam Schiff, and I forget what the other guy, who's the guy that said, he said this is the safest election ever, or the most secure. Yeah, Krebs or whatever, I can't remember.
Krebs from DHS.
Yeah, Krebs. Yeah. Both of them, and we're going to show this on the film, Absolute Interference. Both of them said last week on that Morning Joe show on one of those channels, said, they asked them, what was the biggest threat to the United States right now? And they said, China. And there's cyber attacks that can attack in and get into all our stuff. I'm going, what do you do, copying what we have here? We already have that from November 3rd.
This is the same guy. This is the same guy right after the election who worked for DHS. He ran the cyber agency for DHS. The same guy, only a couple of days after the election, that said, "Oh, there's no threats to the election."
Yeah,
and he knew, right. And now he's saying this. He knew then.
So that's what I'm saying. It's this is such a revealing time. I believe it's one of the best times in history to be alive. We're going to be part of all of this. It's going to change so many things. I said, man, when we get way out here in the future, we get out there, we're going to look back and we're going to say all of this had to happen to get to this glorious place. And once again, we will be one nation under God, and there will be the biggest revival for Jesus this country's ever seen.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Election integrity.
Yep. And you told me.
Principle.
I remember, Ben, you told me before the inauguration, these dates kept going by us, and you told me, you said, you know what, Mike, God's got his hand in all of this, and it's going to be on his timing. Remember when you said that to me?
Absolutely. We don't have to worry about the timing. He plays the long game.
Yes,
yes. We tend to play the short game, but he has great perspective. But, election integrity is one of the fundamental principles of a democratic republic, which we are. We elect people to represent us. But if there is anything in that election process that isn't fair, it really threatens our freedom. And everybody, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, should be extremely interested in that. It's very hard to understand why some people say, no, you can't talk about that. It's sort of like they stole the cookies from the cookie jar, and then they make a rule no one can talk about the cookie jar, or they're going to be punished. If there's nothing to hide, why are you so vehement about trying to defend what you've done?
Exactly.
I would just say that
선생님 반가워요. 항상 제가 라이브 할 때 오시네요.
really twin pillars of our Constitution is our ability to have free speech and our ability to have free and fair elections. Those are the key pillars within our society. They need to be absolutely debated, and they need to be debated hard right now. We have got to come back to a place where the citizenry of this country. I spent for almost 3.5 decades in the military fighting overseas to protect a couple of things. And one of them was our ability to speak freely like we're doing today. And the other was to protect that right to vote. That has to be debated in the public square today. Anybody who does not think that we have a problem with election integrity in our country today, all you got to do is read Justice Clarence Thomas's dissent on one of the key cases when the Supreme Court didn't look at the evidence and they looked at they stopped it based on no standing. But yet Justice Clarence Thomas came in with a historic dissent, and it is all about confidence or the lack of it in our election system and the election integrity. We have to fix that problem before we can go forward as a nation. So I appreciate you bringing that up, Dr. Carson.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you guys are out there. I mean, I think there are those who count on the fact that
그랬어요?
people are afraid
와이프도 아세요, 제
and
채널?
that people don't want to risk anything.
반가워요.
And therefore they threaten. I would say to people, don't be afraid. Yes, you may have done some things that were wrong in your life, but don't let people hold that over your head and make you stay silent. Let's just have a moratorium here and say, look, your sins are forgiven.
Right.
Go out there and be brave. Yes, they will attack you. They will say, but you did this, and you did this, and that. This is more important than any of those things.
The most forgiving people in the world are the American people. That's right. The most forgiving people in the world are the American people. You're so right about saying that there's certain things that we have to protect that are so above who we are as humans, really, in this sort of experiment in democracy that we are continuing on the path of. But we could lose it. We could lose it if we don't find that courage inside of each one of us, and frankly understand that there's a divinity to what occurs in our country, far more than has ever happened in the history of the world here in the United States versus all other nation states.
네, thank you for watching my live stream. 네, 제 방송을 봐주셔서 감사하고요. frankspeech.com. You can go to frankspeech.com to watch the live interviews. And frankspeech.com is supposed to be like a Twitter, YouTube kind of platform, but like it doesn't censor people's freedom of speech. So I feel so happy to find out that kind of social media is now launched. But unfortunately, they are under attack right now, so people cannot sign up. But hopefully, we can sign up and share and debate and spread the truth and learn about the truth and stuff. Okay, it's now 4:56 a.m. in Korea. I'm gonna go to bed with a happy, peaceful mind that knowing there's a people out there making this possible and spreading the truth and caring about humanity. 제 방송 봐주셔서 감사합니다. 오늘은 제가 frankspeech.com이라고 새로운 소셜 미디어 사이트가 오픈했는데 그거를 많은 제 영어 채널도 있어요. 해피지영 영어 채널. 거기에 제 영어 채널 구독자에게 알려주려고 했어요. 살려다가. 저만 알고 있긴 너무 안타까워서. 네, frankspeech.com에도 가보시고요. 지금 트위터 같이 유튜브 같은 그런 플랫폼인데 지금 진실을 말하는 사람들의 어떤 플랫폼이 다 삭제되고 있거든요. 그래서 새로운 그런 사이트가 생겼어요. 근데 지금 그 사이트도 어떤 어택을 당하고 있어가지고 사람들이 사인업은 못하지만 지금 라이브로 인터뷰를 하고 있네요. 네, 나중에 네 제가 미국에 조만간 놀러 가고 싶은데 저를 초대한다고 했는데 초대하면 놀러 가면 LA에 놀러 갈게요. Okay, thank you for watching my video. 네, 시청해주셔서 감사하고 Have a nice day or night. 좋은 아침, 밤 되시고요. 저는 이제 자러 갑니다. 아, 출근하세요? 네. 건강히 마시 그래요? 궁금하네요, 와이프. 네. 감사합니다. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Please like, share, what is it? Subscribe if my video is useful. Thank you. And please go to frankspeech.com and share about the news. This amazing platform is opened up and it's amazing. Okay, bye. Thank you.